Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American and YouTuber Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Unscripted. It's been a long couple of weeks. We haven't had a whole lot of good news. It is almost 2026. And we still have some of the same problems that we were having in 1976. And it gets hard to stay positive. I do my best, but sometimes it feels like you're just going through the motions. It's kind of faking your way through because you don't have any answers and you have the same questions that everyone else has. Why do we still have the hatred in the world that we have? It's Christmas, it's Hanukkah, what have you. It should be a time of peace, but it doesn't seem to be. I believe most people in their heart are good. And I will go on believing that no matter what. But there is a minority out there, and they are very vocal. And they are not afraid to use violence. And right now, they seem to have the microphone. I wish that I could say that the attack in Australia on Brown University and MIT and in Syria, that this wouldn't happen again. But I know that it will. The politicians in Australia are using what happened there to clamp down on free speech. When free speech is not the problem is you are importing terrorists and criminals into your country. And the UK has done the same. And the U.S. is also guilty of this. The politicians and the police in Massachusetts, they are doing a victory lap right now. We caught the villain. It was all us. No, no. We didn't have to bring in the feds. We have a homeless man to thank for catching the terrorist in Massachusetts. You ever hear that on the news? No, you're not going to hear it on the news because it doesn't fit the narrative. The narrative in the mainstream media is crazy white supremacist with a gun. In this case, it was a Portuguese man. You're going to tell me he's white now? Who is the main reason the terrorist attack in Australia was stopped? Who took action before the police got there? I'll tell you who. Believe it or not, he was a Syrian who had to flee his country to get away from these very people who committed this attack because he had converted to Christianity. And now that he's been outed by the press, unfortunately, by taking that action, by saving lives, possibly, by certainly risking his own, that man is going to have to run again. How did we get here? Why this hatred? In 2026, almost 2026. You can try to shove it aside. It's Christmas. It's all these things that we use to distract ourselves. But me, I'm not so easily distracted. Because I get hung up on why in almost 2026 we're still dealing with Muslim terrorists. We're still dealing with Somalis who are gaming the system. Why are there still Jew haters? Why do we still have politicians who could care less? Is lining your pockets with our money really that important to you? You can't take it with you. You're not born that way, it's taught. Why is there no punishment when you do get caught? Why do the liberal judges let these people back out? These criminals. And now we're bringing in criminals. It makes no sense. We have enough criminals right here in our own country, born and bred. We don't need to bring anybody else in. But they do. Open borders, one world nation. Oh, how's that working out for you? Because it doesn't fit your little narrative. Why are people murdering others over the color of their skin or over their religion or just because they can? Why do 14-year-old girls in the UK feel like they got to arm themselves to the teeth just to walk outside of their homes? Why is it in my own country that a 90-year-old woman can't walk the street without somebody hitting her in the head with a board full of nails? Why is it that these criminals are allowed to roam the streets? People arrested 59 times, arrested 72 times, never do a day behind bars. Walk down the street not knowing if the guy walking in the opposite direction is going to throw acid in your face or not. Is he going to stab you? Is he going to shoot you? This is the problem. You start to distrust the people who are around you. And in turn, they start to distrust you. And that's how it starts. Because for the criminals to win, for the politicians who have been so busy getting rich off of the work that we do, the way they survive is if they keep us divided. What is Israel and Palestine all about? People who are fighting a war that they didn't even start, who are fighting because they don't know anything else. Oh, don't trust the Jews. The Jews are wicked. Who have I heard that from in my lifetime? Muslims, number one. Blacks, number two. Hollywood, number three. And stay with me because YouTube isn't going to like this. Because I am going to say to the racists and the haters out there right now, and you know who you are in the mainstream media, in Hollywood, and in some other countries I can come up and name right now. Your time is done. We're not listening to you anymore. You do not get to redirect your own crap onto us. You don't get to hurt women and children anymore. This whole obsession you have with eliminating Jews, you don't get to do that anymore. To all of the people who go on television and on social media, Jane Fonda, Mark Ruffalo, and say, you have to listen to us. We give you the orders. No, you do not give the orders. You don't get to tell us what to do because you do not have the moral high ground. We see through you now. And we're going to put you on blast. Your day is done. Because I have seen this my entire life and I'm done. I'm sick of it. What you're talking about is genocide. And I am not going to be a party to it. You can call me a racist, a homophobe, you can call me a Nazi, all you want. That's just you redirecting your own problems onto innocent people. And you don't get to do that anymore. We're not afraid of you anymore. Because somewhere along the line, even though you tried to make me think differently, I still have a little bit of faith left in my fellow man. And that's one thing that's kept me going this year. I know who the good people are because I see them. They're in my chat in every show. They're in my chat right now. Those are the people I believe in. And who are they? They're just people like me. trying to get by, trying to find their own little corner of the world. That's all anybody wants. I never expected to live this long. I was going to get sick. I'm going to step off a curb and get hit by a bus. Or maybe somebody was going to be faster on the draw than me. And I'm not afraid of either one of those things because sad as it is, we all owe a death. Because death is the world's only equal opportunity employer. And I don't get to choose when that time is going to be. But I do know that while I am here, I can make a difference. And in the coming year, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call out the haters for who they are. I'm going to call out the racists for who they are. All of the people who try to deflect their own crap onto us, I'm going to call them out. And no, YouTube ain't going to like it, and they're probably going to bury my channel again, and they're probably going to make this broadcast really difficult to find. But ask yourself, if they do, why? What in anything I've said tonight has been false? The world's a dangerous place. It always has been. But you can't have evil without the good to balance it out. George Lucas had that much right. Mr. Miyagi had that much right. They promised me flying cars, you know. They promised me Star Trek. We didn't get that, but we got the internet. For right or for wrong. Each of us has a voice. One thing I'm asking y'all to do in the next year is to use it. Because those of you who are here in the chat with me right now, you all have something to say. And anybody who's following along on X or within the sound of my voice, you have something to say. And I want to hear you out. But don't let the haters divide you. Because they're going to try. But don't let them. Don't let them deflect their own crap onto you. Don't let them turn your state or your country into some third world dictatorship where you're not allowed to speak. Because if you look at the UK and at Australia, it's already started. I don't have all the answers. I have the same questions everyone else does. But I know good when I see it, and I know evil when I see it. If we stick together, we'll have a chance. And I'm going to be back right here next year for as long as it takes. This is our time. Let's not waste it. Whatever petty BS gets shut of it. Shut it out. Because the people who are the true haters, the people who are the true racists, the people who are willing to do violence, they're not being quiet. and the people who support them are not being quiet. So let's expose them for what they are. Thank you for listening. I will be back at 11 p.m., where my guests for reserved seats tonight will be the Geeky Geezers. And we got a special announcement, so stay tuned. If you stay until the end of the broadcast, you will be redirected to Aged Boomer's channel for his broadcast at the top of the hour. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy. Because this is how we win.